So, what's up, guys? I just wanted to come on and talk about something real quick about the 15-year-old girl that they found dead in the back of the car. But let's listen to this real quick. And let me get the charger off of it.
Let's talk about this. So this 15-year-old girl set this 22-year-old guy up, right, to get robbed and get carjacked. She was found dead the day after that, bro, in the abandoned car. Now, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, what is a 22-year-old doing dating a 15-year-old in the first place? Like, what the fuck? And this happened in Detroit. She set this man up to get carjacked and robbed. She faked it like she had to go to the restroom after he took her out on a date. And that's when about 5 guys approached his car, took everything he had, even took his car. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, that sounds like karma, bro. When you do something bad, it come right back to you. But she was young though. But hey, you doing bad stuff, so I can't feel bad for you. But what y'all thoughts on this? Put it in the comments below. Make sure y'all follow and share this.
What's up? So you guys heard that, right? So she's 15 years old. 15 years old. Well, 20. He said 20, but it's 22. I'm pretty sure the original video said 22. So she set her boyfriend up. She was with him. They broke up. They got back together. She sets him up. Wasn't I just talking about how friends don't depend on your friends unless they prove your loyalty to you, because otherwise you're gonna end up with somebody just like that. And this girl thought she was gonna do them a favor. She doesn't understand. This happened in Detroit. She had her man pick her up, and when they came back, she set him up. And when he pulled in, 5 guys rushed him and knocked him out and ran in and robbed him. Thank God that he's alive. But she's dead. She is dead. See, she probably thought, hey, did this, I proved myself to them, I'm good, and that's gonna be it. And I stop, bro, for real, stop, man. What? Yeah, man. Great, bro. But anyway, it is karma. That is karma knocking on the door. It is karma knocking on the door. And when I tell you, if a 15-year-old girl can run the streets like that, her mother didn't care. Her mother didn't care about her. Her mother didn't care. At 15 years old, my daughters were in their rooms doing homework. They weren't even allowed to go outside and play alone. Never. They never went out and played alone. I don't understand a mother could just let her go and rock and roll with these guys. How does a young little girl like that get involved in something like that? I don't understand. Like, how? How in the world does a little girl like that get a mentality of an adult, a crazy adult? Because what did she not understand that she was going to be a witness and they knew she was going to turn him in? That's what most likely happened. That's most likely why she's dead. Because she's dead because she thought that, oh, I did this with them and I did that with them. It's going to be all good. But it wasn't. It wasn't all good. because she was nothing but a witness and a piece of ass. That is all. They found her dead the next day. Why is she dead? She's dead because she set the guys up. And these guys weren't playing. She's hanging out with fucking killers, not guys that chill. No, she's hanging out with killers and murderers. Men who will kill you for no reason. Just because you say something wrong, they'll kill you. Especially in Detroit and Chicago. Forget it. Forget it. Especially not there. And shit, I would never live in Chicago or Detroit. Ever, never, never. I don't live in a palace, but I live with what God gave me. That's all I live on, is what God gave me and helped me. And I don't have grudges against nobody except 23 Fuck Street. I will never forgive her for nothing. But otherwise, I don't have a problem with nobody. Mm-mm. And nor do I want problems, nor do I care about problems. I don't care about none of that. All I am is here and I chill. And when the girls pull up, they pull up. Right now, they're probably working. And nobody even knew I was having this live. Well, I think I did it like 10 minutes before. But anyway, people are working right now that I'm not, and they are. So I can't say nothing to them because nobody's here. But listen to this. What I was saying was, see how 15-year-old girl hanging out with a 22. I'm pretty sure it's a 22, not 20. The original one said 22. But you don't see nothing on that. So that's why I just played it. Like I did the other day with the other video. But what I'm saying is, these little girls out there, especially Detroit, Ohio, and Chicago, it's bad out there. And New York is number one. You can't even walk in New York at night. Well, I can because everybody knows me. But and they will defend me till the fucking end. I can go outside at 3 o'clock in the morning in New York by myself and go to the store, do whatever I want to do. I can because I have friends there, real friends I grew up with. To me, we share the same blood. I would never think of setting up anybody. How could somebody set somebody up like that? What did she think they want to do? Just take his car? 5 guys rushed him. 5. Not 2 guys, 5. They took his money and his car. And the next day, what did she get from doing all of that for them? She got killed. They killed her. And she's in the back. They found her in the back seat of the car, dead. What did she think was going to happen? They knew she was young, dumb, and full of fun. If that's dumb, fun, and full of fun, I don't want no part of it. Mm-mm. I'm glad my girls are adults. I'm glad. Because let me tell you, when they used to go to school, I would be so scared. Mm-mm. I would never let them go walk to school or, no, I'm sorry. My 15-year-old daughter was not doing none of that. My girls were not doing none of that shit. But now I notice that my friends that I grew up with in New York, where the hell? Oh. My friends' kids came out good also. That's one thing I can say from New York, because our generation, we raised our kids. My mother helped me with my first daughter because I couldn't do it alone. I was 15, and how was I going to do it? I had a great father And my mother, me and her were in eye to eye about everything, because she was my mother. And I had to love her. I had to forgive her for a lot of things. But to set somebody up, when I was 15, I was thinking about my boyfriend and how I'm getting married. Not good. See, I didn't live with a mother and a father in the same house. So it was my mother, then my father, my mother, my father, my mother, my father. But I had my own room in my father's house. I had one in my mother's house with my daughter that I love so much. I love my girls. I'm glad they're not that type of chicks. They didn't grow up like that. I think that my friends from New York did a good job with their sons, but when you look at like John Frank TV, he's nothing but a bully. A bully, yeah, a bully behind a screen. And there's so many of them, bullies behind a screen. But I'm good with everybody. But what I was talking about is, how does a 15-year-old have a mentality of wanting to set, what mentality? Who raised her? Who raised her? Because it wasn't nobody did a good job with her. I mean, if that was my child, she would not be running the streets. Mm-mm. But mothers that don't care, they let their kids run the streets as long as they get out of the house. There are mothers that are jealous of their daughters. Yes, there are mothers that are jealous of their daughters and how their daughters look, and they want to compete with them. They want to be their friend instead of being their mother. You have to be their mother. Ain't nobody said I was a perfect mother, and I never will claim that. But I knew better. I never took my eyes off my girls. Never. If we're in the park, I'm watching you. I'm sitting next to you wherever you're going. I don't sit back and chill and none of that. And thank God that that was back in the day. Back in the day when everybody was chill. My daughter's what, 30 something, my oldest. She was born in, don't even worry about it. But my daughter's in her 30s, the other one is in her 30s. Wait, I'm trying to think of their years. 97, 98, 99. Well, anyway, anyway, that's a need to know basis. But anyway, who raised her? What kind of mother raised her? If I wasn't home, I got pregnant in my house. I didn't go nowhere to have sex. I didn't go nowhere. I never left my house. I was a church girl. And a church girl who ended up with the biggest fucking dealer and the finest guy in the neighborhood. Yeah, that was me. And I was a church girl who always wore skirts, never wore pants until I was, I think, 13, 14. I started buying pants and taking my allowance and saving it. And I would go to VIMs, VIP or no, VIMs. And VIMs was on 91st Street in Broadway. And it was called VIMS, VIM. I don't know if there was an S, VIM, probably. But It was on 91st Street and Broadway. And I would go there and buy, with my allowance, I would buy myself a pair of jeans and then hide them. And then in the nighttime, we had this big fire thing, and you open it up, and there's a big axe, and then there's a connection to the water in case there's a fire. They're able to put it out. And then they fireproof the buildings, is what they were doing. They didn't fireproof in Harlem, they didn't fireproof in the East Side. But the West Side, where I live at, my building got um sprayed. It got sprayed um for fire, to make it fireproof. And when they did that shit, I was fucking crazy. That shit was hanging next to my window, and I wanted to get out the house. My father put a lock on the motherfucking door because he had to control 6 girls, and he put a lock on that motherfucking door. Spam. Oh my god. But I used to climb out of my window. Remember, guys, I lived high up, and I used to climb out my window, and my boyfriend and his boys, they would bring me up. My life was in their hands. If I would have fell, there would have been nothing left of me. Nothing. Nothing at all. By the way, I'm moving. Yep. I didn't know. My husband just told me, hey, we're moving. I said, we were doing what? He said, we're moving. I'm like, okay. We're moving into a house. I can't wait. I can't wait to decorate. I can't wait to do all of that. I love decorating. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm I'm tired of these colors in here. I want to change the colors. Because you always have to have the same color to match the same color. It makes me crazy. I want something else. But since I'm moving, I'm gonna go ahead and let them know that I'm moving. And whatever I have, whatever is, I don't care. I'm just taking my shit and going. I don't even want to take my furniture. I want to go into new furniture, even though I love my furniture. I really do. I love my colors and everything. My candles. I had candles all over my house. If there was no light, we would have light for like a year. We will have light for a year with my candles. But the mentality of me crawling out of my window when I lived so high up, uh-uh, was crazy. They would pull us all up and then pull us all down until we got in the window because we had a gate, and they would climb over the gate. hmm They were crazy. We were crazy. And I remember the first time watching, I never touched dust. LSD, I never touched it, thank God. But one time I was going to Bonds. Bonds used to be on 58th Street and Broadway, 57 on Broadway. It was a club called Bonds. I met Curtis Blow. Curtis Blow was big time back then. I met Alicia Keys there. I'm Alicia Keys. Alicia Myers. What's her name? Myers? I met, who else there? I met Cindy Lauper. Girls just wanna have fun. That song. I met Cindy Lauper. I met Elton John because my friend was a singer. So since my best friend was a singer in New York, I was everywhere with her. If she threw out her shoes, I had to go get them. Like whatever she did, I was part of it. I liked it. It was fun. Well, I'm just up here talking shit, and I just wanted to say hello and talk about how does a young girl like that just set up her boyfriend to get carjacked and robbed? They could have killed him. And then it was 5 of them that rushed him. I feel so bad for him. He's lucky that he's still alive. She's not. And like that guy said, karma. Karma comes around and karma goes. That's how it goes. Karma. She's got to face God now, not us. She's got to face God. And one thing we know for sure is thou shalt not kill. And she set him up. He could have killed. They could have killed him. Especially 5 guys. Coño, eso es mucho. That's a lot. I said it in Spanish. I'm sorry. Eso es mucho. Eso es mucho. That's a lot. It means. But anyway, I'm still thinking how this 15-year-old girl got a mentality to go out and rob her own boyfriend, set him up, and then not only set him up to get robbed, but carjacked too. They weren't going to leave his car, and they sure weren't going to leave no witnesses. And you might be a little girl up in there, wherever you at. I hope you know that it was all about karma. Karma came knocking on your door, and you opened it without a fucking gun in your hand. Fuck that. Every time I open my door, I have a gun in my hand. I don't care. Now, the way life is now, Florida, just because it's Florida doesn't mean it's great. I live in a nice area, and that's good. But Florida is not great, guys. I don't know what the big hype about Miami is. Why? Because the beach is there, and you can get to Cuba. Yeah, you can get to Cuba. You can walk in that motherfucking water. Tell me how we walked all the way from fucking Sanibel Island to Cuba. We were walking and watching the lobsters from Sanibel Island, walking because the water doesn't get no higher than maybe your waist, and the water's so clear you can see, and you can see the lobsters. So you go looking for the lobsters, and you see all the kind of sea life out there. Hopefully you don't see a shark. But what's the big hype about Miami? The beach? The fucking buildings are fucked up. The streets are broken, all up. Unless they're fixing them up. I saw a lot of cranes when I went to Miami. Haven't been to Miami in like, what, 3 months, 4 months? I haven't been to Miami in like 4 months. 3 or 4 months, I'm not sure. But I know it was no longer than that. Went to the beach, or went inside the bar, the Ramada Hotel, got a pina colada, sat down on the beach, and watched the water. That's what I did. While my husband had a job out there, and he did his job. And then we came home. But Miami is no big deal. The nightlife, yeah, you're gonna be up. And if you live next to the beach, you really fucked. Because when you live next to the the beach, you're in a hurricane's way. Trust me. I live in Orlando, and it gets bad, the hurricanes. And living in Florida's gotten so bad that it's like fucking Beirut, the fuck? World War III. That's what it is out there now in New York. Yep. People setting each other up for a car and money. A car they're not gonna drive for more than 2 days because it's a stolen car. It's gonna be reported stolen. So what do you get when you steal the car? The parts? But you can't go out and get a job? Or if you're disabled, do you? But don't ever set somebody up. That if it goes wrong, the setup and somebody ends up dead, that shit is on your head. That shit was on that girl's head. And look, she got fucking shot. They killed her. The day after she set her boyfriend up, they were not gonna leave any witnesses. Did she even believe they were gonna leave witnesses? No, they weren't gonna leave no witnesses. Well, that's all I really wanted to talk about was how does a 15-year-old girl have a boyfriend? They say 21, but the original one I saw said 22. How does she have a 22 or 20-year-old boyfriend at 15? Back in my day, it was big, 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 big news that I was pregnant. Everybody all the women, when I went into the clinics, all the women were like in Spanish, tú estás preñada, tú estás embarazada, tú estás preñada or embarazada. Both of them are you pregnant? And I'm like, yes, yes. They were like, oh my God, oh my God. I saw people talking and all kind of shit and about me. Look at her. She's a little girl. She's pregnant. Yeah. I went to my appointments. I did everything I had to do to give birth to 3 clean girls because I know girls back in my day that fucking got pregnant and were getting high while they were pregnant. That is ridiculous, outrageous, and they need to be on death row. Yeah, and that's how I feel about it. And I don't like the death row, but if somebody does something like that, they deserve it. They deserve it. So anyway, guys, have a nice day. And I just wanted to say peace out. I text Blue to come on, but she never did. So she'll see the video after. I just wanted to talk real quick. That was it. And I took up 24 minutes of your time. Sorry, guys. Just think about it. A 15-year-old, what's she doing with a 22-year-old or a 20-year-old? And who raised her? Whoever raised her did a bad job. They were a no good mother. And they probably tried to be her friend instead of being her mother. She would not end up dead in the back of a car. Choose your friends wisely. Don't do stupid shit for men. And men, be careful because these girls are setting you guys up. You're taking these girls out on dates and all they got on their mind is fucking money. I watch it every day. Every day I watch it. These girls, they don't care nothing. Only about I got a video of this girl went into the fucking nail salon. I mean the hair salon, wigs, and she took out her gun and shot up in the air. Girl, you needed that hair that bad that you had to pull out a gun to steal 2 packs of hair? Because that's all she took was 2 packs. Go through the videos, Mines and Blues. You'll see mine. They were Mines and Susie's back then. But if you go through the videos, you'll see it. This girl pulls out a gun and just takes 2 packs of hair. I'm like, damn, bitch, you really needed that hair that bad? If you wouldn't be hot ironing it all the time and all that, you would not, your hair will grow. Because I use extensions and it broke all my hair. And thank God I grew my hair. My hair's growing back. But anyway, guys, be careful because these women are setting you guys up. But what do you guys think? I want to know. I want to know how you guys feel. Do you feel that going on a date with a guy, the guy should pay, or should you pay your own way? Because that's something that you need to know. What do you guys feel about that? Do you feel that the guy should pay for you? Should the guy pay for you to go on a date with him, or do you think you should go Dutch? Well, I don't know if you guys call it Dutch. It was called Dutch back in my day, and back in my day, the guys paid my man paid for everything. So whoever I was with, I never had it. They always pay for everything. I never had a problem with that. Thank God. But I would pay my own fucking way anyway. I got my allowance every week. So I used to that's what I was saying. I used to put my pants in the fire thing and leave it to close the fire thing in the night. And then in the morning, when my father went to work, I used to take the pants and change in the staircase. Yeah. And just throw them on. And then come back home before he got home and put it back on, put my skirt back on and put my jeans there. I'm laughing at a memory of me with my jeans. I thought God was punishing me because I was raised Pentecostal. And Pentecostal back in the day only wore skirts. And now, still, they only wear skirts. Earrings was a no. We couldn't wear earrings. We couldn't wear pants, makeup, none of that. You couldn't fix your eyebrows. You couldn't forget it. I have very, very thin eyebrows. Very thin. I have to draw them in because they're very thin eyebrows. And I just go get my eyelashes done. I get them done on Colonial. But anyway, what do you guys think about going Dutch? Because I think that if you're going out with a guy, I think that you should pay your own way. Don't depend on a man to pay your way because then they have the right to say, hey, I want this. You want what? Uh, After, on the same date, they want it. This guy I saw, he's so mad. He pulled up at the girl's house the next day. Don't tell these guys where you live. If you're going out on a date, don't tell them where you live. Only trust somebody that you know that you can trust. There's about a handful of people that on here on YouTube that know where I live at. And I trust those people. I trust them to not um use my location for any problems. If I can trust you, means I like you. And I'm good for you. And if you got a problem, I'll be there for you. I'll have your back. That's how I trust you. You know I trust you. Because if you call me and tell me, hey, I need backup, I'll be there. I will be there, I promise. That's why I said there's only a handful of people, 5, that know where I live. I just rather not have a man pick me up. No, I'm married. I'm just talking about, you know, I'm just saying, when you go out on a date with a man, bring your own money to get home in case the car breaks down, in case you're in trouble. Always bring your own money. Don't depend on a man to pay your bill, because if you do, he's gonna want something back at the end. Like this guy pulled up on this girl and said, "Yo, the next day he was like, I took you out to dinner. I spent money on you." She was like, yeah, and he's like, he pulled right up to her house the next day, talking about, since you didn't give me no sex last night, well, after I paid for dinner, then I want my money back. You want your money back for dinner? Yo, that's why you don't depend on no man or nobody to pay your way through anything. If you ain't got it, don't go. Don't go. Don't have no man pick you up. You yourself get to where you're gonna go and have your own money. And if you don't go. It's the same cigarette. But I'm just saying, it turns off if you don't talk. Y'all know that. But I'm just saying, don't depend on a man to pay your way after a date, because that gives them the right to ask for something back. And what do men want more than anything? They don't care. They want pussy more than they want life. They will die for that. So be careful, because be careful who you come across, because you might just come across somebody who's gonna fuck you up because you don't want to have sex with them after they paid your way. Yeah, that can happen, and that will happen. That will happen. Don't let nobody pay your way. Pay your own fucking way. If you can't, don't go. I'm sorry. It's raining. I'm cold. I can't. I'm sick. When you got the money, you go on a date. If you don't got the money, you stay home. Fuck. The way this guy pulled up at this girl's house the next day and tells her, "Yo, I came to tell you that um I paid your way and you didn't give me nothing back." And she was like, "I gave you a hello and a good and dinner and a good night." And he's like, "No, that's not right. We should have had sex." I mean, he didn't say it. He was like, I come in with you and in other words, we have sex." And she was like, "No." He was like, "Then give me back half of my money." She's like, "What? Are you crazy?" That's why I say, mm-mm. Make sure you got your own money. Make sure you got your own way. Don't depend on these men. And girls and men, girls are setting you up. Open your eyes. You're getting set up by these little young females that you guys call shorties. That's my shorty. Oh, you my shorty. And yeah, your shorty's dead the next day because she was there with you when you committed that crime. Right? That's how it goes down. So, men, open your eyes. Girls, be careful who you bring to your house. If you didn't know them for 3 months, don't let them pick you up until you know who they are. 3 months is a good time for you to know a person. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. Keep in mind, don't expect the man to pay your way. You guys so desperate to get your nails and your hair done. You're so desperate that you'll do anything for it. We didn't have Tinder and all that shit back in the day, date sites. We didn't have that. We had TV, Channel 11, The Honeymooners, The Odd Couple, things like that. That's how we entertained ourselves. And these little, as they call them, shorties, are setting you guys up and you guys don't understand. And then if you're, I'm telling you right now, like the girl said when I saw the video, before you go on the date, make sure you let them know what's going to be good, what's going to be not good, and what's going to be, I'm going home right now. And I got my own money in my pocket. But this girl, she was rolling with some bad fucking gangsters, because I'm telling you right now, I know what it is to roll with gangsters. I've been rolling with them all my life. And I can call mine teddy bears compared to fucking these guys that are out now. Don't fuck with the truck. If you can't, don't go. And don't expect a man to always pay your way and give your nails done and your hair done. I told you I saw a girl pull out a fucking gun for a pack of hair. 2 packs of hair, I'm sorry. Anyway, be careful what you do, guys. Be careful what you do, girls. It's all on ya. Use your fucking brain. Peace out, guys.